when we first started going to church again, Jason was the first one to bring up that we should start paying tithe. And at the time, we had just moved from Oklahoma City to Houston. We made $200 or $300 a week. Tithe was literally my grocery money, or half of my grocery money for the week. So tithing seemed just too far out. There's just no way. And especially in my mind, when you would drive by a pastor's house that's 10 times the size of my house, I felt like I was giving them the money. Me and Jason talked about this and prayed over this, and one day Jason said, it's not what they do with the money when they get it, that you have to let go of it. You're giving to God, and God sees that. And when you get to heaven, you're gonna get to answer for that giving. But the person that you gave it to, he's gonna have to stand up and answer too. So don't worry about where it goes at the end, but that you're giving it for the right reason. And even though he said that and that settled in me, it still took a long time, because I literally felt like I was taking the money from my kids, directly from my children. There were many arguments. He really wanted to go forward with this. I was the financial one. You know, I took care of the finances. I couldn't see it. I could not see how that was feasible. And finally, one day I agreed. After prayer, me and him talking about it, I think a couple sermons happened in a row, that I would give $10 and see if I needed that before next Friday, next payday, you know. And in my mind, if I had needed that, then that I probably would have went backwards. So it was testing him. And I gave my first $10 tithe and did not need it that week. We actually had money left over. And it probably took a couple of weeks that I started increasing that until I finally hit the 10%. But I mean, it took maybe 9 months to get to the point where I gave a full 10%. In the beginning, it was just a little, and I was just testing it. And after week after week after week of being in a better situation than before I started to tithe, pretty soon I was able to fully commit to him and give 10% every week, right off the top. When my kids were little, I'm embarrassed, but people brought us groceries. People paid our electric, not all the time, here and there. Nobody has had to help me with a single thing since we first gave tithe. Our finances have just multiplied. They've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. I every day feel grateful for how much I have in my bank account now, and try and find more and more ways to give back. If you test him, he will show you that he can do far more and give you far more security than you can ever do on your own. And you're giving it to him.